Muriel is a gentle NPC with thematic weight, his dialogue comforting but precise. And when you look closely at what he believes, not what he teaches mechanically, but what he values, Muriel aligns most closely with the philosophy of Spinoza. Spinoza rejected the idea that the world is divided into sacred and profane, pure and impure, orthodox and heretical. He believed those distinctions were inventions, tools people use to justify conflict. Muriel echoes this exactly when he says,
"Heresy is not native to the world. It is but a contrivance. All things can be conjoined."
This is not a religious tolerance, this is a philosophical monism. The belief that reality is one continuous whole, and that the division arises from misunderstanding, rather than moral corruption. Muriel's row at the Church of Vows reinforces this. Absolution here is not about punishment, penance, or confession. It is about restoration. Bonds not healed through suffering, but through recognition and reconciliation. This mirrors Spinoza's belief that hatred, resentment, and vengeance only perpetuate suffering, and that the healing comes from understanding causes, not assigning blame. Even Muriel's response to violence is telling. When attacked, he does not retaliate. He does not frame the act as sin. He says instead, "Take this opportunity to learn, to master your emotions." This reflects Spinoza's view that destructive emotions arise from inadequate understanding, and that the wisdom lies not in suppressing emotion, but in comprehending it. Where many characters in Elden Ring interpret the shattering as a failure of power or legitimacy, Muriel frames it as a failure of vows. The severing of Radigan and Renala's bond precedes the collapse of the world. War does not begin with ambition. It begins with betrayal and unresolved harm. This again reflects Spinoza's belief that social collapse stems from broken trust and unchecked passion, not from fate or divine cruelty. The turtle represents endurance without domination, survival without aggression, wisdom that does not need movement or force to assert itself. Spinoza lived similarly, quietly, marginally, refusing power, believing that the truth does not require conquest to endure. Muriel survives because he does not struggle against the world. He outlasts it by refusing to become like it. Muriel believes peace is possible, but only through repentance, understanding, and the restoration of broken bonds. In a world defined by conquest and ideology, he represents a philosophy that has always been ignored. That reconciliation is not weakness, and forgiveness is not naivety. If Elden Ring is a story about what happens when power is pursued without wisdom, Muriel stands quietly as its counterpoint, a reminder that the world did not need to shatter at all. Much of what goes on in the lands between begins with division, not only political or cosmic divisions, but the quieter ones we imagine within the world itself. We separate life from death, purity from decay, light from darkness, and convince ourselves that some parts of existence are errors rather than necessities. From those separations come fear of rot and blood, insects and vermin, birth and corruption, of endings we refuse to use as a part of a larger whole. Elden Ring's alchemical foundations suggest something else entirely. The universe is not fractured, it is continuous. The same principle that binds stars, gods, and flesh also binds the human soul. Nothing exists outside the order of things, only inside our understanding of it. When something is named monstrous or heretical, it is often because it threatens the boundaries we rely on to feel safe. This is the wisdom Muriel embodies. He does not deny suffering, nor does he pretend the world can be purified through force. He understands that suffering deepens when bonds are broken, when difference is treated as corruption rather than relationship. Restoration, in his view, is not achieved through conquest or erasure, but through recognition, through repentance, forgiveness, and the willingness to rejoin what was severed. If all things belong to the same world, then none are beyond repair. What can be joined need not remain broken. Spinoza's ethics begin from a radical claim. Freedom is not the ability to act without cause, but the ability to understand the causes that act upon us. Everything in existence follows from necessity. Nothing occurs by chance, and nothing exists outside the rational order of nature. What enslaves us is not determinism, but ignorance of it. For Spinoza, human suffering arises when we are ruled by passions, fear, anger, hatred, resentment, emotions born from incomplete understanding. The fundamental drive of every being to persist and flourish according to its nature. But flourishing does not mean conquest. It means increasing one's power to act rationally, to remain whole rather than fragmented by passion. Muriel preserves himself not by resisting the world, but by refusing to be diminished by it. At the highest level, Spinoza believed the goal of life was what he called amore dei intellectualis, the intellectual love of God or nature. This is not worship, but understanding, the recognition that one belongs fully to the same necessary order as everything else. In Elden Ring's language, this is the quiet acceptance that nothing is truly foreign, and nothing exists outside the whole. Muriel's faith is not belief in a transcendent God who judges from above. It is the trusting continuity of the world itself, and in the possibility that understanding rather than domination is what allows it to endure.
My faith does not waver. The miracle rooted in these grounds will once again mend the world, and this time its bounty will not be squandered. If you would be Elden Lord, tarnished, I hope that you too will share my faith.